The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Eliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert, and we are ready to bring you some feel good vibes this morning. Our feel good topic of the day is the fine dining experience at Eliana's Restaurant, and we have Anthony Butterfield backstage who's ready to join us for that conversation. And our feel good vibe of the day is Bermuda's certified Rolex watchmaker, so you want to stay tuned. If you like Rolex, or ladies, if you are looking for a gift for your significant other or for yourself, you definitely want to see who that Bermudian is. That can help you out, especially if you make a mistake and break it or you need to get it fixed. You definitely want to hit up this person. Before we get into all of that, let's see who is tuned in with us this morning. Jack, I see we have Weldon Wade in with us, and he's saying that it's early out here. Let us know where you are, Weldon, if you're in Bermuda still or if you're somewhere else in the world. I actually do have a hot cup of something, but it ain't coffee. I don't know if Jacky was able to get anything before we started, but I definitely made sure I got a hot drink. So Jack is she's on fumes. She's working on fumes, y'all. Good morning to you, Sean Smith. Welcome and thank you for joining us. So Jacky and I do have, as always, our feel good warm up. And because we're talking about the fine dining experience at Eliana's Restaurant, we wanted to ask you all, let us know what are the key elements to having a great foodie experience. If you don't remember, a few weeks ago, Jacky and I not only shared our experience with you all in a discussion, we also showed you what the experience was like. And one of the things, there were a few things that Jacky and I remember from our experience that kind of made it a really good experience, which we'll talk about in a second. But we do want to get you involved, audience. So let us know some of the key elements for you to have a really good foodie experience. So Jack, what was one of the things that we kind of noted as saying, okay, this is definitely something that we have to have in every foodie experience?
And I took it for granted before I went down to Eliana's, but attentive waitresses or wait staff that are on top of their game. I only say that because I remember I said I went to dinner on Sunday, right?
Right.
And even though the experience was great, it took a while for us to get, like, we were seated, but after that, it took a while for them to take our order for drinks. And I was just like, oh, we just want water. No.
We just want to get started.
We know exactly what we want. And it took our waitress a little while to come back. And I was just like, see, that just like, it
definitely does.
Deflated my experience from the get-go. I was just like, can I get it? She's like, I'll be right back with you. It's just like, water. It's nothing complicated.
I didn't get a chance to finish my sentence before you said, I'll be right back.
Right. So that's number one.
Yeah. So let me just go back to the comments. I see I am King Twan is in. Good morning to you, Twan. Is that his name, right? He's coming with us to Vincent Eva.
Antoine. I think we said yes.
Okay.
I think we said yes.
I just said that on earth, so I think Twan, you have to come.
He has to come.
Greetings, Rashida. Thank you for joining us, and good morning to you, Anika DeShields. So I see we have, so in response to our question, what are some of the key elements to a great foodie experience? Anika DeShields agrees with you, Jack. Good service. Yes. I think good service is kind of one of it can make or break your entire dining experience. If your wait staff is not really paying attention to you, if they forget your order, or if they leave too long, there's gaps in between when they come back to your table, it can definitely kind of, make that foodie experience go down. So if you're just joining us, we are going to be transitioning to our feel good topic of the day. We're going to be talking about the fine dining experience at Eliana's restaurant. But before we get into that, we do want to know what are some of the key elements for you to have a great foodie experience. And it doesn't necessarily have to be on the island. If you've been overseas, what are some of the things that you kind of noted that made your experience great? I know for me, it was the ambiance, like having good vibes in the space. So if the music is like music that I know, that's great. But if the music is too loud, it feels like a club. And then it's like, all right, let me just hurry up, eat my food and get out of here. Like, I don't even want to like enjoy the space. So I think the music for me is one of the things that I think I enjoyed also about Eliana's, right? I think we talked about the playlist pretty often. People were like, oh, I like this song. Oh, I like that song. I think the ambiance of the space definitely makes a big difference. And I don't think we really recognize it because it's it's like a silent thing. It's like, you just expect it to be good. You expect the interior design to be great. You expect the music to be great. But then when it's not,
that's definitely a strong second for me where I'm just like, okay, so the service is great. And then of course, I noticed the ambiance a lot more when they've left to go either get our water, drinks, or appetizers, whatever the situation is. That's when I start to look around and I'm just like, their music is low.
And then it could be the opposite too, right? If the music's too low, you feel yourself like, what are they playing? Like you're trying to figure out what they're playing in the background and why it's too low or why it's too loud. I think that's also interesting. Yeah.
And I don't mind. Like, you have to find that healthy medium, especially if you're like, say, a sports bar. Because obviously you're going to have these sports playing. Sometimes I prefer, depending on the time of day, the commentary. But for dinner, I'd like music while watching sports, depending. Like, if it's, say, just regular sports in the background, sometimes I don't need to actually hear the game. But sometimes if it's like the Heat playing, I want to hear my.
She's like, I want to know. I mean, and most places have like closed caption, right? I've noticed anyway, for a lot of the sports, because I haven't seen it too much here because I mean, I don't really know the sports parts of Bermuda. However, when I was overseas, they have like walls of TVs. And so they have like multiple games going on. So it would be very difficult to have the commentary of all these games going on. But I do know I've seen like if there's like a special game, so if it's like the NBA finals or if it's like, the Super Bowl, they might have the audio of that playing. And then the other games for people who like other sports would be also on the screens. But I remember I went to Colorado 2 years ago now, and there was something on. Oh, Bermuda. We were playing. It was our national score. I can't remember who we were playing at the time, but we were playing someone, and we had asked. It was on a U.S. station, so we had asked them, can they put the Bermuda game on one of these big screens where we were facing, and they were able to do it. It's really good that they did that, because we were like, we want to see Nikki. I think because Nikki and them, it was that team that was playing, and we were like, yeah, we want to see them. We all had our shirts and everything, like we had the jerseys. We were like, we have to see this game because we're in America and it's on a U.S. station. Like, how can we not watch it? So it's definitely great for us. I see we have some comments coming in. Sean Smith, Jack.
Knowledgeable about services. It's nothing worse than a waiter who reaches across food or puts their hands in the room with a glass.
Yeah. You just want to send it back at that point. So can I get another one?
Yeah.
And then Rashida Gobbin says, good and delicious food. Absolutely. We did go there for the food, right? So if the food isn't good, it's kind of like, maybe I won't be back.
Womp, womp, womp. Can you imagine?
That exact sound effect. Imagine if you played that like as they did something like that. Every time they did something like that, they would literally not like us after that. Yeah. We'll get into one more comment before we get into our commercial break, Jack.
A pleasant smile and a good vibe from the staff always makes for a great experience. Yes. I remember, so when I was a waitress for a hot second, initially I was supposed to be on the floor and then behind the bar, but they just weren't putting me behind the bar. And I'm just like, are you guys ever going to put me behind the bar? And it's just like, so your floor presence is really good. And I used to get all the meat, like not, the tough clientele. Because nobody else would be able to, they'd be mean to everybody else. But to me, I was just like, hi, good morning. How are you doing? Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing? I'm Jackie. I'm your server for today. What can I start you off with? And they'd be like, well, we can't be mean to her. Because, like, and whenever they did, I'd be like, I'm sorry, but what I'll do is, and I'll just fix everything. And my bosses would just say, whenever this person comes in, they're yours. I'm like, but what if they don't sit in my station? We don't care. They're yours.
Over there. That's a great story. So we're going to transition to a commercial break, and then we'll bring Anthony of Eliana's restaurant back in. So do not go anywhere. If you are interested in learning more about the fine dining experience at Eliana's restaurant, we'll be right back.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Eliana's restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert. And if you're just joining us, our feel-good topic of the day is the fine dining experience at Eliana's restaurant. And we have Anthony Butterfield backstage, who is ready to join us. And before we get into bringing him into the studio, I just want to let you know who he is, what his title is, and then we'll bring him in the studio with us. So Anthony is the operations manager for both Pizza House restaurants and Eliana's fine dining restaurant. He handles all of the reservation and promotions for their special occasions at Eliana. So if you have any specific questions around how you get to book out the entire venue of Eliana's, if you want to have a conference there, a luncheon there, whatever the case may be, Anthony is your guy. So we're going to bring him into the studio right now. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to have you here. And so I did just kind of give a little bit of what your title is, or the title of your role, but can you let us know what a typical day looks like for you as the operations manager of Eliana's?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, a couple of things. Eliana's only does dinner.
Okay.
So we're basically Thursday nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. Okay. So during the day, it's really closed. Basically, because of the pizza outside, it's a lot of going on, so it gives it the nice opportunity to just be a nighttime place. So it's always an event. So when you come down, you're coming just to have dinner there, and it's very, very nice and secluded and quiet as you experience when you came yourselves. And it gives the ambiance at nighttime is different from day. So basically, if you want to have a dinner or do a surprise dinner party or something, or have a family dinner or business luncheon or dinner, we can do private stuff day or night. And specializing, just giving you a great experience on presentation and food and service.
Awesome.
So you have a number of food items. What are some of the favorites, and what is Eliana's actually known for?
Wow. Okay. Of course, we have a big old menu. You saw that yourself. Eliana's is really famous for a Bermuda onion soup. Okay, with a nice crouton on top, our fish chowder, and those are the two local things that we have to keep on the menu. And of course, we do soups for, if a client comes in and wants to have a dinner party and they say, my favorite soup is tomato, then we're going to do that soup for them. So, you can build your menu around your experience as well. Of course, we're known for our Eliana's rockfish, and we only use local fish down at Eliana's. Okay, and of course, in September, there's lobster season once that starts, and that's where we basically have our regulars to come every night, and you have to make a reservation to get in because everybody wants to have their lobster. And we have everything from rib, prime rib, and steak and filet mignon. The list goes on. Pastas, anything you like. And of course, in terms of vegetarian dishes, we do that as well. And we can make a special pasta or salad for anybody. And as long as you know in advance what you need, and in particular when you're doing a private function, we can make a menu for you. So if you want to spend $50 per person or $120 per person, we can make it happen.
That's awesome. And I just want to remind the audience, if you have any questions for Anthony, do make sure you drop them into the comments so that we can bring them on screen. And Jacky and I are going to continue with our conversation.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you've heard us before, but we constantly compliment you guys' ambiance, always. How did you guys come up with your musical playlist, the layout, the waterfall?
Well, for those that are a little younger than you and I, older, Eliana's is based on the old school way of dining. So, it's just nice and relaxing. The ambiance has to be right. The lighting has to be right. The music, as you talked about, we have a nice playlist there. But the music, when you go into any restaurant, and particularly when you're having a fine dining, which is not a bar experience, the music is not supposed to drown or be too low. So if the music is drowning your conversation, you have to shout to the person you're eating with, and then everyone else knows what you're talking about. So when you have the music right, the staff doesn't know what you're talking about, and you don't know what the staff is saying. And that what keeps it peaceful. You don't have to be all over the place and whispering, reading, what you say, that type of thing. So it also makes your meal and your experience really nice because it's smooth, and you're not be concerned with what's going on around you because you're enjoying yourselves.
That's amazing. Now we have a question. This is a funny one. This is coming from Michael Anthony Musson, and he asks, can we set up a tennis match between Jacky and Butterfield? If Jacky wins, dinner for Terri and Jacky on Butterfield, and he will umpire. So we have to know the answer. Would y'all do a tennis match?
Absolutely. And Michael would not be the umpire. He'd be too busy eating the food. He'd be too busy eating the food. He'll forget all about us. How you doing, Mike?
I love it. I love it.
That would be fun. So, Anthony, some people don't know this, but you used to be owner and manager of Club Malabar.
Hit that note. 8 times harder than that. Come on now.
I can't do it too loud. I don't want to burst people's eardrums first thing in the morning.
It's early, yeah.
It's early. But how does it differ from running a club to running a restaurant and still engaging with your clientele?
Well, the one thing it has in common is nighttime, but not really. It's two different beasts. The nightclub aspect is everybody's drunk and loud and having a good time. They don't care what the music is, as long as they got a drink. And of course, you're not waiting around for a drink in a bar because it's a part of what you do. So you have your drink, you have your dance, and you mix it up. Now, when it comes to fine dining, you want to come in, you want to be seated, you want to be taken care of, you want to make sure that all your little needs are met before you have to ask or even think about it. So that's the difference between going to the club than going to having a fine dining experience. Yeah?
Yes.
We love that. And so we actually have this question from Sean Smith, which I think you kind of answered, but I think he wants to go a little bit more in detail. So what is a day like in Lord Anthony's life at the restaurant? What time do you start? What time do you end? And what are some of the things that you have to do throughout the day to make sure each and every customer has a fine dining experience?
Okay. Well, one of the things that happens daily for Eliana is because it's only open at night, the phone rings all day. So between there and Pizza House, I'm running to get the phone and, try to catch it before the phone ends up, they hang up. So what I do in particular is I call everybody back. And people are like, hello? I say, yeah, this is Eliana's calling back. I haven't called her. I said, well, sir, madam, your number's on the phone. Maybe he's trying to make a reservation for your wife or husband's birthday party. Oh, yes, it was us. Oh, I'm so glad. Those little things, is what it starts off the event. Okay, so I will also let you know that, listen, right now it's kind of busy between lunch rush, and I'll give you a call back, and what's a good time for you? We can have a good conversation, and then you get to the stage where you come in and we plan a menu, plan the decor for the night you want to have there. If you want to have a DJ or have a little band come in, because it's not really that big, but it's small enough to do that type of stuff. So when you keep the numbers, really nice, it's comfortable for service and everything. And like somebody said earlier in your podcast, we don't want nobody reaching over you, putting their armpits. Going across you to keep you the food. Those are the things that would bother me. So I give you what I would expect, and I have very high expectations.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so Anika DeShields is asking us which restaurant. So it's Eliana's Anika, if you're just joining. You can see it in the bottom of Lord Anthony's name as well. So if you're just joining us, do remember that if you have any questions for Lord Anthony, make sure you drop them in the comments so that we can bring them up on the screen. And Jack and I will continue the conversation until y'all bring in your comments or questions, either or. And make sure you run up those reactions if you're watching on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. And to all of our tweets on Twitter, make sure you run up those hearts.
Can I do a little interjection of FYI here?
Sure.
Okay, so Eliana's is down in Southside St. David's. That's on the part of the island where it used to be the U.S. Naval Base. And the building that Eliana's and Pizza House is in was the original McDonald's in Bermuda. For those that don't know, yes, there was a McDonald's. So when you go down to Southside, you see Pizza House if you're coming from the west, and Eliana's is on the right-hand side. But if you're leaving Clearwater Beach, Eliana's is on the right, followed by Pizza House.
And so Jacky and I can attest, we are not so young that we don't know about McDonald's in Bermuda. I remember McDonald's in Bermuda and I was hurt.
Okay.
When I say hurt, I was very upset when they left because it was the only thing that we had that was American that you didn't have to fly overseas to get. So yes, we do remember that.
Because sometimes tourists come in, they're like, why does this place have a feel? You know, it doesn't feel like, aesthetically looking, doesn't look like the rest of the island. So I have to explain to him, this was a McDonald's. And one time a customer came in, he was here maybe 50 years ago, and he said he was stationed on the base, and he knew this was a McDonald's. And he knew so much that he knew that there was only one piece that that identifies it as a McDonald's. And he said, can I show my wife? And I said, what are you talking about? So I figured he knew what he was talking about. So he said, I'm going to show my wife the fridge. So in the walk-in fridge area, there's a McDonald's engraved into the post of the door frame. And that's the only thing that really lets you know that it was an original McDonald's.
That is dope. Fun fact. I really didn't know that.
No, not at all. Yep. So Anthony, we talked, obviously those that are watching can see that they'll be greeted with high energy. You have high expectations, which means that your staff is very knowledgeable. But what are some other experiences that your clientele can look forward to when they come down? Because obviously Terri and I got surprised with extra parts of our dining experience and didn't realize that we over ordered. So if you could just go in and explain different things so people know not to over order like us.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. Because the menu is so extensive, it allows you to come again and again and again and again. Now, the other side is some people come again and again and again, but they don't have the same thing because they can't get the memory of having that rockfish or the lobster or whatever it was that they had. So because the menu is so extensive on purpose, it allows you to come back in and let's go back next weekend or come back for the husband's birthday or anniversary or anything like that. And what it does is it allows you to go through the whole menu, which would take you probably a year.
Wow. An entire year.
Yep.
It's definitely a great menu. And I am ready to come back and go through the steak menu.
Yes. We got everything in there.
It's definitely a beautiful menu that everybody is entitled. Well, maybe Terri, you're gonna have to call in early because of your dietary needs. But yes, so
well, if I can, for dietary needs, if anyone comes in, all they have to say to the waiter or someone to say, I can't eat this, and what can you have for that? We will find something for you. Mm-hmm. And it won't just be thrown on the plate. It will be presented and come out perfectly hot or cold, whatever dish you want to do. And we'll make sure that you don't feel like you're left out because what you want to eat or can't eat.
Agreed.
So we spoke about birthday parties, well, the birthday deals, and you said also some dinners and then possibly some private events. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what that would look like, the process people would have to go through to be able to, for you to accommodate and to be able to lock that experience in?
Okay, so basically, to have a private event, of course, we need to plan it in advance. Then we can block out the restaurant so no one else will be disappointed. They drive all the way from Dockyard and Eliana goes out to that full party. So when we do that, we always make sure that people know. So that's why I say I keep an eye on the book and I monitor things. And then someone calls, say you call and you want to do a dinner, September 30th, and I'm going to go to the calendar, of course, and make sure that's available. And I'm going to let you know, okay, that's fine. I need a confirmation date with numbers and everything as we get closer so we can make sure, that it's, booked and blocked for you. And if you're going to have, 3 or 4 people, 6 people, then, I can put you in another area by yourself. But if you got 20 people, 25, we max out at 30, so it's still comfortable and service-wise in space, then unfortunately it belongs to you. And in that planning process, if you want to do, let's just say you're going to do a surprise party for your loved one, then what do she like or does she like? And right down to the cake. Now, of course, on the pizza house side and the catering side, we do the best cakes in Bermuda, I've been told. I don't know if you tried any birthday cakes yet, but if people give us a picture and we make a cake of anything you want. We've won a few prizes at the exhibition for 1, 2, and 3 for like 5 years in a row, having the best looking cakes, and not only best looking but best tasting. And I believe you guys have some dessert, or I forced you to have dessert. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
We also we do flambe dessert on the side, which is a feature that most people don't do with it anymore. So you can do a nice crepe dessert or something on the side, or it's really meant to be a formal thing. So if you want to bring your new boyfriend or girlfriend down, and or bring your husband because you had a fight, you want to make up for it, this is the place to come and have that great ambiance and service, and you'll still be married.
Love it. Love it.
I'm crazy. I'm just saying how it works, right?
Well, giving you all the keys.
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship, if you're trying to be in a relationship, clearly Eliana's is the spot where you want to do, because as Jacky and I mentioned, it was definitely not. It's a decent sized location. Like it's not too big, it's not too small. So you definitely feel like if you are someone who's concerned about making sure the person that you're talking to is giving you attention and they're actually listening to you, they can absolutely do that at Eliana's. So if you're mad by the time you leave Eliana's, that's on you. It's not on anyone else.
You'll be mad and fool, but no, when it comes to like private events like Christmas parties and stuff like that, once again, we could build a menu for you, because not everybody wants a 5-course meal. Some people want an 8-course meal. Some people just want to go straight to the main course, and then we can do special drinks and anything you can think of that you let me know what you want to do. I can build on it and do whatever you want to make it your occasion. So if you just want all green food or blue food, or that's what we're gonna do for you.
He said green food or blue food.
Blue food,
green eggs and ham.
Well, blue as in blueberries, you dessert, stuff like that. Right? And I like your word of foodie. Okay, so if you're a foodie, you want to just be able to, just have the best time you possibly have, especially when you've arranged it. It's a long drive to come from wherever it is to come down to Eliana's. So it has to be rough to drive, and for this to just show up, it was rough to drive, on terms of the food being hot where it's supposed to be and cold where it's supposed to be. And those details, I must give a shout out to Chef Matthias. He's almost as bad as I am in terms of, being particular. But what it does is make sure that you have the best dining experience you possibly have.
We love it.
Now, what about a special event, say like ladies' night? Do you actually have something for ladies, like for ladies' night? Actually,
we do. Before this pandemic kicked in, which is throwing everything upside down, I used to do a ladies' night down there. Now, if you are 6 ladies, 2 ladies each free. If you're 8 ladies, and on and on and on. Now, up to the maximum of 10, okay? And what that does is it has to be a ladies' night. All ladies to the table, no guys, okay? One of the persons has to be having a birthday. It's best to have the birthday on that actual night, because we're throwing a cake. So the birthday girl eats for free. You get a cake along to dinner, and you start with a rum swizzle or some type of cocktail to get you going. And we used to give a little bottle of prosecco, so you get your own little pink champagne when you come in. And this just starts off the ladies' night. What we do, and I do stress before that, make sure you have someone to bring you down and take you back home, because it will make sure you get it. Okay, so once again, it's not just making the planning event, but it's making sure that it's all covered in all aspects.
We love it. We are actually talking about that, right, Jack? Trying to plan something for possibly your birthday or something coming up. It's like it's like the perfect experience. Yep.
What we want to do is make sure that you have the best time possible. So if you have an idea, run it past me, and we'll put it together and make it happen.
That's awesome. We actually have a question from Sean Smith. He wants to know, what is someone looking at budget-wise to book the restaurant for a private event, for a business dinner for, say, 20 people?
Okay, so you're looking at 20 people. It's a great number, okay? And like I say, you can do a 3-course meal for, let's say, $67 per person, plus 15%. Now, that would be a starter, a hot or cold appetizer, a soup or salad, and a main course and a dessert. And of course, I didn't mention this before, but we make all of our own desserts. Okay, so you're not going to find nothing that comes in a box from Sarah or somebody. All our stuff is fresh made. And like I said, once again, whatever you want to do, if your event, if your dessert is peach cobbler or whatever the case is, cheesecake, we'll do whatever it is you want to complement your night. So you can build your menu. You can take the price. Minimum, you're going to say $60 for a 3-course meal. So adding the 4th course or going up, you can go up to $80. Or like I said, Christmas party, you can go crazy. Everybody have 4 drinks each, or whatever the case is. You can just build, the price.
That's awesome. And actually, you mentioned peach cobbler, so I spent like 10 years in Atlanta, and so I was like, oh my gosh, next time I'm going to ask, I'm going to request before we get there. I'm going to be like, okay, I want peach cobbler dessert, so that I can make sure that there's a peach cobbler ready for me, because I haven't had it in like so many years, and like
wow.
Peach cobbler is like my favorite dessert. We have ice cream on top. I'm gonna have to make sure you guys bring some non-dairy ice cream for me, but we're gonna make it happen. It's going to be amazing.
And I guarantee it'll be better than Cheesecake Factory, but I didn't say nothing like that.
I love it. I actually don't even like the Cheesecake Factory's desserts anyway, so there's that.
Well, you said Atlanta, so I know they do really over there, right?
We do it really large for in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
we have an extensive wine list, okay, so you can get it by the glass or by the bottle. It's just what we want to do. The thing there is, to make this night your really, really, really event. That is your own event. So you come back again. You tell your friends, and Eliana's is known by word of mouth. Okay, so and that way we keep it nice and it's not ever overcrowded. And of course, you have to dress to come there. No t-shirts or jeans. So it starts off right by coming looking good, and everything goes good like that.
We love it. And so we have this question from Rashida Godwin before we get ready to wrap up. She wants to know, will you be doing the ladies' nights again? And did you stop it just because of the pandemic? And do you have any plans on bringing it back?
Absolutely, we're going to do it again. Everything stopped because of the pandemic. So, hopefully if everyone will just wear them masks and keep their hands on distance, we will have no more issues closing things down. I mean, we got hit really hard because Eliana's is really small. So when, the restrictions are in place, and if you're going to have, 5%, we can say 20, that's 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, business-wise, it was just, it couldn't work out. You're paying out more than you would just to have the customer. So, like I say, we're open for business. We're ready to take you and give you a fine dining experience, and, we go from there.
We love it, Anthony. So as we wrap up, could you let the audience know how they can call to make a reservation, remind them of the hours, the days of the week that you're open, so that they can make sure that they book their reservations? Because when Jacky and I shared our experience, the audience was like, okay, yes, we need to get down there. So now that we have you here, we need you to let them know all the details so they can book their next experience.
Okay. So first of all, Eliana's is in Southside St. Davis. It's 106 St. Davis, and St. Davis is in St. George's. A lot of people haven't only come down St. George's to have a cup match, and that's on the other side of the aisles in that way. The phone number is 777-0555. So that's 777-0555. Now, like I said, if the phone rings and we don't answer it because it's not open during the day, so I have to get to the phone. But you can call the Pizza House side, which is 293-5700, and ask for me, and I will get things started. We're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. And you can make your first reservation for 6 o'clock. So if you want to come from work, you don't have to go home, and get all changed up and wait around. You can just drive from town or wherever it is and come down and take a quick look down Clearwater Beach and come back and have dinner ready for you.
That is awesome. And so we have this comment from Sean Smith as we get ready to say goodbye. He says he's wishing you the best and continued success, Lord Anthony. And Jacky,
thank you, Sean Smith. Thank you, sir.
Jacky and I want to echo that statement. We appreciate the experience that we had. Like we raved about it. We're going to continue to rave about it because it was absolutely a great experience for us. And we thank you for joining us this morning. And we hope you have a good day.
Yes. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here, and looking forward to seeing you again and again and again. And again, like the animals eating bunny, we'll see you when you come down.
Absolutely. We have a year to get through the whole menu.
Yeah,
so
we have a whole year. One thing I will say, we close annually for the month of January, mid-February. Why? To give our staff a break. They go home for vacation and come back refreshed and ready to cook for you. So right after, just before Christmas, we do all the Christmas parties and dinners and everything. Then we close, and this has been since 2009. So everybody, the regulars know, okay? And then you come back in February when we start. Actually, we open back up the week of Valentine's or the Valentine's itself. And that's when we do our specials. Whenever there's something in a special going on like Valentine's or Mother's Day or Father's Day, we do things like that.
That is awesome. And it's a good reminder for the audience. So don't be trying to come around early January trying to get your
you can come, but you just have to look from the outside. You
have to be on the Pizza House side. You have to wait.
Yep. Now on that side, the food's good as well. Can I plug a little Pizza House in?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Pizza House in Southside St. Davis. There's Pizza House in Heron Bay. There's Pizza House in Shelley Bay. So Harambe only does pizza and subs. Shelly Bay does everything, and Southside does Pizza House and Eliana's.
Mm-hmm.
So all open 7 days a week, 11 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And right now, our featured new feature at at Shelly Bay and Southside is our Indian menu. People are not driving town anymore to the House of India. So I said, oops, people are not driving anywhere else Indian food because we're doing a really, really good thing with this Indian menu. So come down and have a try and check it out.
We love it. And Jacky and I do have plans to check out Pizza House. So you want to make sure that you stick around for that so Jacky and I can share our experience with you all. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then we're going to come back to get your feedback on our conversation.
I have one little thing I didn't omit, but I forgot to say.
Okay.
Very soon, like maybe this week coming up, we're going to start our drive-thru at Southside Pizza House. So if you order online or you call in and place your order, you pay for it over the phone, all you have to do is drive it to the window, just like the McDonald's time, and get your food and drive away. So no more waiting. Long as you call in, you pay for it, or your online order. And that's only for Pizza House, not for Eliana's. And Eliana's does not do takeout. We may let you take your food away a little bit left, but definitely going to be a fun factor coming up as the summer months kick in.
We love it. Drive-through, something that we miss. So we'll be right back with Good Day Bermuda.
Okay.
Thank you once again, Anthony, for joining us.
You're most welcome. Enjoy your day, Bermuda. See you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Eliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert. Before we get into today's feel good vibe of the day, let us know in the comments what you thought of our conversation with Anthony Butterfield of Eliana's Restaurant. As you know, Jacky and I enjoyed our time there, so it's your time now to let us know, are you planning to make your reservation? As he mentioned, they're open Thursday evenings to Sunday evening, so you have time. It's still early. It's Tuesday. I don't know if they're booked out for Thursday already, but let us know in the comments when you are going to set up your next reservation, because Jacky and I actually have plans. We just haven't decided what day we're going to do it yet, because her birthday is coming up, so we're planning on doing it probably around that time. And actually, Jacky, so for you and Butterfield, we have to sort out this match, because Michael Anthony Martin is really pushing for this match to happen. So
Because it's a free meal.
It's crazy.
Anthony is not going to be.
This is also what he says. He says, let me know when the match is going to happen. Get some videos. So we have to make sure that we videotape it. So we can't just have the match. Apparently, Michael Anthony Watson wants actual evidence. So we need to figure out a day where we're going to do it, and we're absolutely going to get that sorted out.
In the next 2 weeks.
We'll get it sorted out. Y'all, Jacky said 2 weeks. So if Jacky don't do it in 2 weeks, that's not me. That's her. She said it, not me.
It's not me. It's Anthony. Who that rhymes?
I love it. So we have this comment from Shawnette Bell. She says, Lord always brings energy. I need to get down there. Absolutely. Make your reservations. If you're just joining, you can watch the replay to get all the contact information so that you can schedule your reservation. And Michael says that he's trying to get free food for the both of us. We appreciate you, Michael. We absolutely appreciate you. We do. So, Jacky, what were your thoughts on our conversation as we get ready for the Feel Good Vibe?
I love Anthony. Tongue twister. Anthony's energy. It definitely. We were talking about people's energy and how it makes for a good experience, and to know that his in charge and his staff are going to have the same experience, same energy. Just, I'm excited to go again.
Me too.
It was a good conversation today.
And I'm also excited to let them know, okay, I do not want to eat dairy today. So what can you do? I want to see how creative they can be, because I did eat dairy that day, because I'm not a true vegan, y'all. Don't be out here trying to say that I don't have any issue with dairy, so I don't mind eating dairy. And I really love pasta. I really like Italian food. So it's I'll use it as an excuse, but I'm really interested to see what they can do when I ask for something that's non-dairy to just really see what the experience is like. I know the food's gonna be wow, so there's that.
Yes.
As we get ready to wrap up today's episode, we're going to get into our feel-good vibe of the day. And we want to know in the comments, did you know that recently a Bermudian became a certified Rolex watchmaker? Like, I didn't even know that could be a thing, to be honest. Like, I just thought we sold the goods, that there was no, I didn't realize that someone could be an actual Rolex watchmaker.
I feel like that's so tedious. Like,
let's talk about it, because after starting training in 2018, Philip Anderson II recently became a fully certified Rolex watchmaker. He is one of the few certified Rolex watchmakers recognized in Bermuda. So apparently there's more than one. Recently, Philip was visited by the Minister of Labor, Jason Hayward. You can read more about his accomplishment via the Bird News story. We'll drop the link in the comments to our Facebook and YouTube audience. And if you're on Twitter, we will tweet that that link for you so that you can read the full story. Jackie and I want to once again give thanks to you for joining us on today's episode of Good Day Bermuda. We hope that our feel good vibe has you ready to make it a good one today. Good Day Bermuda is supported by Pizza House and Eliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. We trust we'll see you tomorrow for another feel good conversation. Until the next episode, peace and have a good day, Bermuda.